2013 was certainly one for the record books in Colorado Springs. It was a mix of crime and natural disaster that put our city on the map.
In tonight's special report, Fox 21's Travis Ruiz goes through some of the tragedies and triumphs our city faced this year. Trav?
Joe, Lauren, to say a lot has happened would be an understatement. A fire ravaged through Black Forest, killing 2 people and becoming the most destructive fire in our state's history. Floods swept through Manitou Springs in the southwest part of our city, destroying homes, businesses, and killing people. But through all the evil, we are Colorado. It's a Colorado comeback from our year from hell.
This fire had spread very rapidly yesterday.
We've literally gone through hell this year.
What a year it's been.
If what we've been through is the definition of hell, then we've been there, and I hope we don't find that it's not.
The crime.
Whether it's Lucky 13 or not, we had the eyes of the country on us on the Clements matter.
The politics.
Voting is underway in El Paso County.
We had the eyes of the country on local politics.
The fire.
Like any tragedy, the worst case scenario that we could imagine, or one of the worst case scenarios we could imagine, is we recently, in the last few hours, did recover the remains of 2 individuals.
The floods.
In tonight's top story, the rain started coming down in the Waldo Canyon area around 5:30 this evening. So much rain fell in a short period of time that it created flooding on Highway 24 and in Manitou Springs.
We've seen it all.
Colorado has definitely had its year. This year and last year with Waldo Canyon, and then immediately after, we've just had so much devastation lately.
And as for Caitlin, she's been through hell herself.
Our house burned down in the Black Forest fire, and we have been through hell.
Something she says she never thought would happen to her.
And when it was gone, it's kind of surreal. Like, you expect to drive out to Black Forest and your house to be there. And when you drive out and it's just an empty pile of dirt, you start remembering the times you weren't at home and wishing that you had been there.
But through it all, Colorado stands strong.
We've all come together incredibly this past year.
The word of the year, resilience.
We have a lot of community pride. We have a lot of people that are proud to call it their home, and we have a population, believe it or not, I don't know if I ever thought of it that way, that really showed the resilience, ready to rebuild and move and get beyond and be stronger.
It's that resilience that will help heal this city.
It's going to come back and it's going to be more beautiful. And I think that for us, that's going to be we went through this, but it's going to come back more beautiful, and we're just going to continue on just as strong, if not stronger.
The Springs, an area known for its outdoor beauty, had the attention of the entire nation this year.
Oh wow, my hometown's on the map, and then you're like, this isn't good.
It's history writing itself right before our eyes, according to Pioneers Museum Director Matt Mayberry.
Whoever's in my seat 100 years from now is still going to be talking about Waldo Canyon and the Black Forest fires. We don't really know. I mean, we're still writing that history.
Never in the history of our city have we gone through this much devastation.
I don't remember a time in our history when we've had such back-to-back instances of natural disaster.
And as for the future,
and I hope we can look back in 3 or 5 or 10 years and say that was hell, and that we never have to redefine it again.
We used disasters as a way of improving our community, and I think you'll find as we move forward into the future that much of our reaction is in response to the fires and the flood.
The message for this extraordinary year:
I am more willing to help people now, and I'm more willing to go out of my way to do stuff for people, because there were thousands of people that went out of their way for me and my family. And it's pretty incredible when people put themselves in the right place at the right time.
Saying goodbye to 13 and hoping for a better 14.
I will look back at 12:01 midnight on January 1st and be thankful that Lucky 13 is behind us, and I'm looking forward to 14.
Now that the year is almost over, we move to a lessons learned phase. Sheriff Makita says we can only learn from the tragedies that happened and work to make sure our response is even better. Now, if there's one word that you would describe our year with, what would it be? We're taking your answers on our Facebook page. Joe, Lauren?
Gives you goosebumps to look back at some of that video.
Yeah, it has been something else. I tell you what, even a rough year for the media to try and cover all this stuff.
Just been 12-hour shifts, Joe?
Unbelievable.